Buckle up, this one is insane. Victoria Beckham was forced to weigh herself on live TV. Answer the phone, guys, the 90s is calling. So you know how sometimes life hands you a mic for karaoke and other times it hands you a scale on live television? Yeah, that actually happened. Victoria Beckham just opened up about one of the most humiliating moments of her career, and it's both wild and painfully relatable somehow. So picture this, it's like the early 2000s, late 90s, okay? I mean, you're 6 months postpartum, you've just given birth, your body's adjusting, hormones are doing cartwheels, and someone at a TV station decides, hey, let's weigh her on camera. I mean, what kind of sick idea was that? I mean, the times have changed clearly, because that would literally and could literally never happen today, you know? Victoria said the whole thing was humiliating. The host literally made her step on a scale in front of a live audience and the nation. She literally just had her son, and instead of getting a whole, congrats, you're glowing, mama, you know, she got labeled Porky Posh. That was the actual nickname they gave her. The same people who later called her Skinny Posh, because apparently back then, women's bodies were just, you know, open season for public entertainment, right? She said it messed with her head big time. Every photo, every angle, every pound scrutinized, ridiculed, dissected. And it wasn't just about one bad TV moment. It was a reflection of a whole era where tabloids, you know, fed off women's insecurities and called it journalism. I mean, if you weren't being shamed for being too thin, if you were being dragged for, you know, not bouncing back fast enough, there was literally no winning here. Victoria said she completely lost her sense of reality, and honestly, who wouldn't? I mean, imagine being told you're too fat, then too skinny, then too posh to have feelings about it. I mean, she admitted she struggled with eating issues and learned to kind of lie, not just to the press, but to even her own family, because that's what happens when the world turns your body into a headline, right? She opened up about her past eating, you know, disorders and how her other half was the one who kind of reshaped her and her workouts. Victoria revealed on Call Her Daddy podcast saying, I'd struggled with my weight since I was quite young. We didn't know as much about food back then as we do now. It wasn't so much a conversation, and I remember in the 90s, everybody was obsessed with fat-free, fat-free, fat-free. And I remember being terrified to eat any fat, absolutely terrified. But you know, in true Victoria Beckham fashion, she flipped the script. She changed her mindset and decided that her body wasn't up for public debate anymore. She even said, you know, that working out became about strength and health, not punishment. She moved away from hours of cardio and instead focused on lifting weights and feeling strong, not small. And the real kicker is how she can now look back and talk about it with honesty and grace. I mean, because it's easy to laugh it off decades later, but you know, she made it clear that moment hurt. It wasn't just her. It was every woman who got picked apart by the media, every new mom told she needed to snap back, every celebrity publicly shamed for gaining a few pounds. It's wild to think how normal that was back then. Like, imagine a show today trying to weigh a woman on live TV. Like, social media would literally implode and explode. Careers would be over by dinner time. But back then, you know, people just laughed it off. They called it entertainment. Victoria's story, though, is a reminder of how far we've come and how far we still actually have to go. She said she's not letting a number define her anymore. She's not Porky Posh. She's not Skinny Posh. She's Victoria Beckham, fashion icon, business mogul, mother of four, and a woman who decides, you know, that she's done being defined by the scale. So yeah, the world once tried to weigh her literally and metaphorically, but she turned it into power, and that's the part that makes her iconic. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what the number said or says, it's about what she said back, which was, I'm not your punchline, I'm not your project, I'm me. Now that's posh. Let me know your thoughts on this. I'm your host, Ashley. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.